Gagan told me to keep it simple, job oriented, so I thought, what should I speak? And I thought, let's talk about agility. How many of you have heard this term or used it in certain aspect? Raise your hand. Hardly 25% of the room. Yeah, you definitely would have hired so many people and delivered the programs. But then agility is just one thing. The world has moved on, and now we are talking about scaled agility. How many of you heard of scaled agility? Okay, the score has gone even down. Right. I've heard since I've been into this room, people are talking about job, career, how would I get a job, how to get into contracting. So hopefully these next 15-20 minutes will help you to find out your path, to become more employable. That's what I can see, and that's what my idea of this presentation is. You must have seen all this. How many of you seen that? It's scary, isn't it? But is it really scary?
It is.
Is it scary for every single person? Or is it something that can be avoided overall, as a whole? No, it cannot be. It's a cycle. It will happen always. But there are still people who are making it big at this time. There are still people who are highly employable. How can you be that? My friend Amog was telling me this morning, I couldn't put that on the slide, Harvard Business Review has done a research that you are far more better in your career and safe if you have two career options, two career paths going at the same time, going along at the same time. What was that? Cherry and raspberry, something like that. So you should always have cherry in your hand and raspberry in other hand. So generally what we do, I'm an AWS expert, I'm a cloud expert, I'm an agile expert, and then we focus on that. Do you have a secondary skill which can make you much more employable? You need to ask this question to yourself. Me and Amog help a lot of people getting that skill, and we have helped easily 15 people having great career. That's not our main business, but we have done that as a community service in the last 2 years. Now, sometimes people say this, I know Scrum, I know Kanban, so I think I know Agile. Why should be I bothered about scaled Agile? It's the same thing. Have you been into that situation ever? Anyone? Or is it too advanced for you all? Okay. You are still in the right room. I thought people will say that we have this question, but you are still in the right room. Let me just say a few things about me. I won't bore you too much about my introduction, but a few things so that you know who you are talking to. I live in London. My family, my wife, my daughter, 13-year-old daughter. I'm so proud to show this picture every time I speak. She was viral a couple of years back when she was on the Voice Kid UK. Being an Indian person coming on the Voice Kid UK, that was a proud moment for me. And me and her, my second business option is I film her videos and music and songs, and we launch on Apple Music and Spotify and everywhere. So this yellow one is the one she has written for Ukraine recently. You can listen to it on Spotify. I'm co-founder of Advanced Agility along with Amog and 2 other partners. Recently I got a title called SPCT. What is this? I'll tell you later in my presentation. And here are a few clients I have worked, helped in past in the capacity of an agility expert. And here are my certifications, titles, because I believe in self-development, self-investment. And I think we all should do, and that's why you guys are here anyway. When I'm not doing all that, you will find me reading books or listening books. I try to challenge myself. So recently I was so scared of water. I couldn't even put my feet into the water, and I signed up for a coach. For continuous 5 days I went into swimming pool. 5th day I was floating. So I tried to put myself into uncomfortable situation. I love singing, so if we have time later and we run out of presenters, then I can sing as well. And I do a lot of filming. I'm trying to learn videography and making videos for my daughter, and it's all on YouTube actually. You can see that what we are trying to do. And I still have time. I try to fidget into my meditation. It's very difficult to stay focused. Okay, that's about me. Before we deep dive further into the presentation, few things about Advanced Agility as well. Advanced Agility is a gold partner with scaled agile. Now, what is scaled agile? That's a big question I think can be in this room. I'll explain that in detail. Scaled agile has provided a framework called SAFE. In UK, it's still picking up, but in US, you are almost unemployable in the world of IT if you are not SAFE certified. Almost. And we have a model, three-dimensional model called people, process, and technology. Because we believe when you have, will it work? Sorry.
Technology, yeah.
The laser
won't work on a TV.
Yeah, no, it should work. It's my clicker. I got a fancy clicker, it should work. So successful transformation should work only when you have people, process, and technology sorted. So we believe in that and we work on that. Some of the credentials of our success, we can help you not only in SAFE, in Scrum at Scale, DevOps, and a bit of Salesforce and other cloud stuff as well. Some of the client we have helped in past 2.5 years. Now let's talk about Agile. I won't take long time because I was thinking people would be knowing Agile already, but only 25% of the room is aware of Agile. So let me spend some time. What is Agile? A mindset, the way you think. The easiest explanation I can give to you all is, think of a tiger, think of an elephant. Who do you think is Agile?
Tiger.
Why?
He moves faster.
Any other?
More reactive,
More reactive.
spontaneous.
Yeah, if there is a hurdle in front of you, how quickly you can change your course of action. That's your agility. We all have shown agility at the start of the pandemic. All the plans, everything that was planned in January 2020 was out of the window. We all showed agility and we just survived somehow. That agility we need to bring in our work. There was a guy in the room who was saying they have startup company building some. I think it was you. You are trying to build something.
Yeah.
So you need a lot of agility because you don't know what you're thinking right now, whether the bank will like it after 6 months or not.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Something can happen and you will be out of the game. But if you're agile enough, you are continuously sensing what's going on and then you can change your approach. So agile is a mindset which has 4 values, 12 principles, and unlimited practice. Out of these unlimited practice, people have combined some of them and created something called framework. And one such framework is Scrum, which is the most popular in the world. Has anyone heard of Scrum? Oh, so you know Agile. You've heard of Scrum. Okay, what is Scrum? Very, very quickly, because you all know. Lightweight framework for teams, very simple to understand, but difficult to master. It's a very complex definition of Scrum. I don't even understand it, so I have a simple one from some other book which I've read. A simple framework to increase team's productivity. Now, think about it, team productivity. If a team is successful, can the organization be successful?
Yes.
Are you sure? If there are 20 teams in an organization, if one team is successful, can the organization be successful? Other team has to. If all 20 teams are successful independently, can they still fail?
Yes.
So, Scrum is very, very useful for increasing team productivity, but we are talking about scaled agility. So I'll go into detail of that. First, let's say why Scrum we started using Scrum. I'll try to stand here so that other people can see. So, imagine you have a product vision, just like you, sir, you have a product vision, you want to create something. You have a plan, you analyze, you build it, test it, and you produce something. It can be different from the vision. Can it be? Yeah, it can be slightly different. Or like this, or like this. Do we want that? We want our product to be as per our vision, not different from our vision. The problem is there is no feedback loop in this traditional approach, the way we are working. It's okay to make bridges, to make roads, but not to make complex IT systems. So what's the solution? Some people say Scrum is the solution, and that's what IT industry is doing from 20 years or so now. So what Scrum is doing, here's your vision, put down everything that you want to create into a list, call it product backlog, pick up a subset of it, work on it, check what you have done, and produce a small bit of the total vision. take the feedback if customer is liking it or not. If customer don't like it, change again and continue building your stuff so that it's very close to your vision. And the good thing is this path which gives you this power. Review the work, gain feedback, and then plan again. If your vision would change, your product would change. You're always up to the speed of what customer want. So basically you are allowing to evolve your vision and you are reducing the cost to change your mind, which is very important in today's world.
Just one thing, I think, since we are very much practicality, things get very tough when you give so much space to your customer that you can keep changing. For a delivery person, that's very tough to deliver things because ultimately it's
Yes.
someone getting delivered.
That's where comes the mindset. So I can go in detail, but
No, I'm just thinking as a
Yeah.
practicality it becomes very difficult.
so what happens is if you are changing your mind, it will be tough, yes. But if you won't change your mind, so I was working with a company, they are into the business of making coffee machines. So they thought they will make a coffee machine which would have the brain in the iPhone. So coffee machine will be like just dumb machine connected with a phone, and phone will make it smart. They took so long for the discovery and everything, made a plan that by the time they released the first version, they were out of market. If they would have changed their plan, that would have been tough or complex, but they would have some business.
At least deliver something.
Yeah.
I think delivery is also important.
Yeah.
and just-
Deliver wrong, learn from it, learn from your mistake, and then move on. Okay. We can come back to that towards the end if you have time. So Scrum team has 3 roles: product owner, Scrum master, team member. Most of you raise hand, you know that. Product owner tells what to be built, in what order things need to be built, who is the content authority. Scrum master will tell you how to do it, how to make the team efficient. So this guy is telling how to make things efficient, and this guy is saying how to make things effective. And then the team continuously work on that. We call it sprint, 1 week to 4 week. Sprint planning, daily stand-up, review and all. Everyone knows about this stuff? Yeah, it's the usual stuff. I won't go into detail of that. But then the question is scalability, which I was asking earlier. In your organization, there are 500 Scrum team. How they will work together? That's the problem every big bank organization is facing. Because they are just creating multiple Scrum team. They are thinking Scrum is a productivity framework, create multiple team and we are sorted. And that is creating a problem. So let's see how the problem is getting created. You have an idea. You want to deliver value to the customer. So what you have done, created these multiple teams in your organization. I have just put some of them on the screen because I can't put 20 or 100. Now, they have a list of stuff that they want to work on. They call it backlog. Good, you're listening to me. I thought maybe it's so boring for some of you. Anyway, so a list of things they are working on is backlog. And they have decided we want to do Scrum. Or they have decided we want to do wow, it's for it. Kanban. Kanban is another simple model of doing work. Or someone saying we want to do both. Can any of them deliver the value to the customer on their own? They are all superstar people, great teams, doing everything right. Can they deliver value to customer? Individually?
Not individually.
No. How the value is going to the customer is flowing through all of them. Yeah. So the term I'm going to say now, you will hear this term a lot if you are in IT. In next 3-4 years, you will hear, wherever you are working, you will hear this term a lot. So remember that. Value stream. Yeah, don't forget this term. Everyone you will see senior managers, leaders are going to use this. Value stream enabled organizations can deliver value fast to the customer because they don't have departments like HR, finance, procurement, marketing. They find out how the value is flowing to the customer and bring everyone together in one team. But still there is a problem here. Even if you have this idea of value stream, there is a problem here. Can anybody think of the problem? Biggest problem here?
Coordination.
Coordination. Somebody says coordination.
They're not talking to each other.
Not talking to each other. Anybody else?
Prioritization.
Who will manage?
Prioritization.
Okay.
Dependency resolution between different
Dependencies.
teams. Who will manage all?
Who will manage? Anyone else? So, kind of we are saying the same thing. Alignment. You happy with this word? Alignment issue? There are Dependency is like around, if you have aligned with each other, you can manage the dependency better. That is sold by this guy, SAFE, Scaled Agile Framework for Enterprise. SAFE, Scaled Agile Framework for Enterprise. It solves the problem of alignment in these multiple teams. How? We'll look into that now. It's a dual operating system, which means whatever you are doing, you don't need to change the organization structure, continue doing that. Just build a layer on top of it. Have the lean agile mindset. That means accept the change rather than pushing the change away. Right? So don't say, oh, we have a change management process, we'll work through the, accept the change, accept that change is the only constant. Then only you can have that kind of mindset. I can talk about mindset for 1 hour, but we don't have time. And then these values: alignment, transparency, respect for people, and that urge to improve, to get better. This is the foundation of Scaled Agile Framework. And this idea of value stream, which I was showing you, it has been branded, and the terminology has been created with the name Agile Release Train. How many of you have heard this word? Very less. Whoever hasn't, please remember this. Put into your CV. You will be more employable. Agile Release Train. Say I have worked on Agile Release Train. Say I have launched Agile Release Train. Can anybody explain to me what is Agile Release Train? Who has heard of this? In very simple words. What is Agile Release Train?
There was a hands from there. Yeah.
You can just volunteer to speak.
Let me just speak. Agile Release Train is carrying the package a long way in terms of it's making it take towards the final increment or product. So from each team they are
Yeah.
carrying the package along.
Yeah.
This is in a simple words.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Can you map it with the traditional way of structuring the team? What comes in your mind? 5 years back, what would you call Agile Release Train? 10 years back.
What do you?
I have a question.
What do you call multiple projects together?
Program?
Program. So this is a program, that's all. So anyone asks you in the interview, have you worked on art? Yes, I have worked on art. Art means Agile Release Train. Say yes, I have worked on art. It's nothing, just a program team. Generally in program, how many people you will have? 50 to 125 people. Why not more than that? Because it's difficult to manage so many people. There is certain diminishing return there. Yeah, the cost is very high. So the moment you go over 125, think of creating 2 trains. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, right? Now, I've been a release train engineer.
Oh,
I
brilliant.
have also enabled the Scaled Agile in few of the organization. Currently, I'm working with an organization who is en route to become a product-based organization. My experience is, unless it's come from the top leadership, everyone thinks it's a waterfall. So everyone thinks it's going back to the same thing. Small Scrum and Kanban is fine, but as long as they think about the safe Agile,
Yeah.
they think it's the same. So we have
Yeah.
same gates and everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. No, so gate is a different thing, but I completely agree with you.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
yeah.
Let me say this. There is a saying in the world of Agile. It's not going to solve your problem, it's going to surface your problem. The problem is, with these heavyweight organizations, they are more like an elephant than tiger. Like we have done a huge transformation for HSBC. Every time a problem surfaces up, they don't want to see it. So what they will do it, put the problem in the box of their thinking as they are thinking from last 20 years. And then they'll say, safe is waterfall. No, because you are doing the wrong thing, you are not doing what safe is recommending. And your point is absolutely valid. If I'll go back very quickly, I think it's the next slide actually. So where we were. Yeah, that's what safe framework look like. How many of you seen this picture? All right, you need to spend a lot of time to become more employable. Spend time on this. It's called scaledagileFramework.com. Nothing to do with my company. It's available for free. This is the best reference of agility knowledge available on internet. ScaledagileFramework.com. Please visit there. And to your question, sir, the foundation of SAFE framework says lean agile leadership. If leadership is not working with you, it's not going to work. It's going to fail. That's what you said as well. It has to come from the top.
it never happens. It's difficult. But I'm not saying it never
It's
happens. but
difficult.
It's difficult.
And I can tell you because I work with US client as well. I work with UK client and Middle East and Asia as well. Things are light years away from US and UK. They are more acceptable to the change and they are far ahead of us. I was in US from last 2 weeks. I'll show a couple of pictures towards the end of the slide. Things are very different. By the way, this is called scaledagileFramework.com. Big picture. Remember this BP or big picture, whatever. Every single icon on this is clickable. If you are looking for a job, whatever is your role, developer, tester, manager, program manager, analyst, whatever, you should know this stuff because there is some role for you here. There are different roles. Click on your role, who do you think you are, and then find out what you should know in working in a modern organization. Write blogs about it, put into your CV, put into your LinkedIn profile, and you'll get a job. He's the smart guy who created this framework long back. Is it 13 years, Amok?
Yeah.
By the way, Amok was my trainer. He trained me in this framework. So he's a champ. Next time he'll speak here.
2011.
So yeah, 2011, this guy, Dean Liffenwell, created this framework. It's the biggest framework in the world right now of organization, business agility, 55% market share. The next one is Scrum at scale. It's 8% market share. So no competitor. Okay. So let's go back to Agile Release Train, which is a program team. Because it's a program team, there is a program manager that you need. We call it Release Train Engineer. So here's a Release Train Engineer for all of you. If you have any question about Release Train Engineer, you can go to this guy. Product manager. There was some product manager as well in the room. Someone said I'm product manager. I don't.
Program manager. That's what. Project.
So now program manager is this guy. RT is the program manager.
No, I said somebody said
Yes,
project.
okay, sorry. So product manager, architect, business owners, and system team, automation team who do automation, Kubernetes, Dockers, and integration stuff. You must have heard all that. So that's the train. Apart from these people, there are other 50 to 100 people as well who do normal work, development, testing, configuration, documentation, all this stuff. They do planning every quarter. We call it PI planning. I'm using simple words. Every quarter, which is just like sprint planning. They do sync every week, just like you do daily stand-up. They do inspect and adapt, just like retrospective and review. So those, and they have a list of things on which they work on. It's called feature backlog. How we are doing on time? Fast? Is it boring or is it useful?
perfect, but yeah,
I'm taking buy-in from the audience.
Like this. It's good.
Now, this is about one program. May not be applicable for many of you, but maybe for you, so time to end this. If you have one program, that's fine. What about if you have multiple programs?
My views on Agile are very different to what you were telling
Just tell me what you need if you need multiple trains, multiple programs. What do you need?
What do I need if I have multiple programs within a client? I need you probably.
Then you need a layer on top, portfolio management. So some of you might find good job opportunity in for senior enough. It's a proper established job market, lean portfolio management. Bank of England has declared as a public entity that now they will work in lean portfolio management. They have published their RTGS refresh program. I'm working with a couple of guys there on the website. That's how they are going to, imagine Bank of England doing this. Such a rigid organization in terms of accepting the change quickly. They're into policy making. They can't make policy iterative, every sprint, a bit of policy will come out and then we'll change the policy and improve the policy. No, even they are accepting the stuff. So you need a portfolio Kanban, what is happening to the big ideas, and then you need a better way of doing the budgeting. And you need bigger initiative or stories, you call them epics, into a backlog. Alright, so I'll try to finish very quickly now. Enough about the SAFE framework. Go and spend time on scaledagileFramework.com and you will learn a lot. It's the world's leading framework for agility, even beyond that, for business agility. Remember, we are not talking about small teams. We are talking about organization. That's what we need. A successful team can be there, but the organization can still fail. So we need business agility. There are the organizations, companies who have implemented it successfully and they are ahead of the curve. Few teams, few companies still struggling, and few are light years ahead. SAFe has improved a lot. Journey of SAFe, how it is improving. This is the big picture again. Go there, click on each thing. If you have any question, you can reach out to us later. I'll give you details and everything. SAFe has 7 competencies like your skills and behavior and your response. How should you behave in different situations? They explain everything. They tell you if it is the day 0 in your organization and you want to roll out SAFe, what should you do? There's an implementation roadmap for that as well. Everything is available for free. Now, I've not seen any other framework so comprehensively available. And then continuously measure and grow. Because you can say, I'm doing the best thing, I'm doing the right thing, and results are not coming. So measure 3 things. How your action behavior skills, which is your competency, is working. How your flow, how much items you are finishing every week, every month, every quarter. And is your customer happy? Check the outcome for the customer. Measure 3 things. There are templates given, there are Excel sheet, formulas, everything is available for free. You can download and just start using it. I'm continuously saying this, SAFe is very important because SAFe is the one which has a lot of substance available for free and is very easily applicable because it can be applied on top of Scrum. Now SAFe, if you want to learn SAFe, as I said, it's available for free on the website, but if you can't spend time on the website and you want to learn from it, from someone, from a trainer, these are the different trainings. You can choose what is suitable for you. Are you a Scrum Master or developer or architect or tester? Choose the right course for you. Come on to the course. We have designed, this will work.
Hi, sorry. Make this.
You can come up.
So we have designed 3 paths: people enablement, process enablement, and technology enablement. Depending upon where you are, you can choose the right program and continue. If you see, it ends on one single thing called SPC, which is the gold standard of agility certification right now in the market, across the globe, not only in UK. There is no better agility certification than SPC in the market. But what after SPC? You can see I put 2 arrows, SPCT, and that's why I was in US from last 15 days for my SPCT journey. So very difficult. You can't just pay for the course and get into the class. There's a lot of work need to be done. So I'm somewhere here in the middle of these 2. I'm SPCT candidate trying to be SPCT. There's nothing after that. So how you want to, let's say you want to get this gold certification, how will you do it? 4 days of training, you come out as a SAFe practice consultant, SPC. Every time I interview a manager, I interview a program manager, RTE, even RTE, if I interview RTE, we have like over 50 people working in British Petroleum for us in the different role. I always look for this certification, SAFe practice consultant. I won't even accept the CV without it. First 2 days, basic stuff, and then next 2 days, how you will launch it, how you implement it. 4-day course, you get the certified, you get this badge, put it on your CV. And sometimes people say, okay, one more thing I wanted to tell. If you attend this course, you get this title, then you are eligible to train other people as well on all those 14 trainings I was showing earlier. But sometimes people say, I still need confidence, I'm not ready, I can't do that. For that, we have a special advanced trainer cohort. There are 2 cohorts running right now. We don't do it very often, but if you have enough people who are willing to become part of that, we support them in how to train others as well. And there are various ways you can get connected with us with Advanced Agility. There's an email called community@advancedagility.com. Send your question there. My email address is also there. Feel free to send me any question. Gagan, what I wanted to offer, I've seen many people talking about job, how to find job, they are new in UK as well. I can run a webinar if there are enough people to give them tips and tricks how to find a job for 45 minutes or 1 hour. So let me know if you have enough interest.
So is your company a training organization?
So we are consulting, coaching and training. So it works like this. We went to BP, they said, oh, good stuff, but we don't know how to do it. So we said, right, we'll give you people. But then we can't stay there forever. You are in TCS, you know that. But TCS is a big game, but we are a niche small company. So what we say, we'll come in, we'll help you initially, but we'll build your team and then we'll out.
Okay.
So we will train them, coach them, consult them.
What, in your experience, do you think SAFe brings a lot of additional cost?
Initially, yes, but I would not say a lot of, it will bring additional cost. But the thing is, in my experience, that cost was already there, but that was hidden under the blanket. People were not
I
able
think
to see that.
the reason why this model is not very well adopted in Europe is because of the associated change and the cost that is involved.
Yeah.
And even after I have seen organizations intent to adopt it, they end up with, as that person said, doing everything traditional, more intelligently, although.
Every time there has been a change in the world, we have gone through this cycle. Horse industry was the biggest industry around 1930. In 10 years, they were out because the car industry came in. There were a lot of resistance moving from horses to cars. Every time it has happened in the world. This is happening right now because of ChatGPT. ChatGPT will not do anything. It is changing the game. Microsoft is going to launch next month or next quarter Copilot. Have you heard of Copilot? Gone are the days you are busy writing about your cover letter, email.
Already available
Yeah.
to premium.
So every time I used to write an email, I used to have, like, let's say I'm very angry about writing an email to someone. I'll write an email and then read it 3 times. Now what I do, I write an email with all my emotions, give it to ChatGPT, take my emotions out but keep the meaning same. The world has changed. So in US, they are far ahead of us. But in UK, yes, resistance is there in Europe. But we are leading the game right now. So if you want to be at the leading.
Sorry, you continue.
Alright, so questions. Here is my LinkedIn. You can scan it, get connected with me. That's my picture with Dean last week when I went for my SPCT program. It's a Scale Agile office in the kitchen area. Very smart guy. You can watch a lot of videos of this guy as well on internet. I am here for next 5 minutes more because these guys are looking at me.
No. In the next one.
They've been looking at you for the last 10 minutes.
But I was not looking at them.
So I have a question as well.
Gaurav.
So, I very much second the thought over there from that gentleman, especially in the banking clients, the senior program sponsors, they are very old hat, right? We talk about scale, we'll sponsor the scale, but at the end of the day, at the end of the week, when they want to see the progress, they want to see it in the waterfall charts. It's their preference.
They want to see an Excel plan on a page.
It's whether they want to see in the Excel or the Microsoft Project Manager, Gantt charts, that's it. They're very happy seeing that. Oh, okay, now I know where I am. So what do we do with all these Jiras and Atlassians and all these fancy tools? They add to the cost, right? The bank has paid for it, but the program sponsor doesn't want to look at it. He said, or in other words, he's not happy looking at it. He's happy looking at Gantt charts because it gives him an idea about the progress. So
What is the question?
the question is exactly this. I mean, you can't change thinking at the very top.
Okay.
Can you?
You can. So there are multiple issues going on here. Number one, education issue. Every time we have gone into an organization and we have skipped the leadership training program, always the result is same. What people will do, they will go and read a blog, I know this stuff, don't tell me. Somehow you need to explain to leadership that spare half a day, 1 hour, 2 hours, let's go through it properly. They need report, right? This is the culture we have, created, leadership is wrong. No, they are running the business. They need something to ensure that they are in control. So if you can explain to them, what do you need to be in control? Let's for 10 minutes forget about Gantt chart. What do you need to be in control? To feel that the money is getting burned at the right place. Once you ask it, we have in the measure and grow section a lot of metrics which are much more powerful. And I have not seen a single time where you give these modern metrics and they will say, no, I want to go back to that vanity metrics where everything looks green on the paper and actually red below the carpet. Nobody wants to do that. HSBC Big Bank, I have done 2.5 years of long transformation with Alan Peacock, who is the global head of ITID. 6,500 people. We have transformed it.
I guess that's the problem, Gaurav, I guess.
See,
I'm combining these two factors.
Guys, we'll take 1 more minute and then we'll start.
Yeah, so one thing just I want to comprehend that. So this person is targeting leadership. Okay. Right now leadership want to see Excel sheets and you are producing Excel sheets. When this person talk to leadership and tomorrow they change their mind. Tomorrow when they will change their mind, will you be equipped with the tools that they need?
I'm not talking about
Tomorrow,
I think we all are right in this room. Nothing wrong. But
Yeah.
what I feel, it should have gone from top to bottom. What has happened has gone from bottom to up. I think that's the
That's
biggest gap in
But
this.
Gagan, just one thing. we have taken this complicated question, but anyone from the back has any basic question?
Yeah, well, basic question, like we have solo tools available in market for Scrum. Like
Yeah.
ClickUp,
Yeah.
Jira.
What is the
What
first
tools we have
level?
for sales?
So there are many of them. The best right now which I have seen is Jira Align. So there is a company called Agile Craft, and Atlassian bought it and renamed it to Jira Align. That's a very good tool. There is a plugin as well. What is called Easy?
The big picture.
The Big Picture. There is a plugin for Jira called the Big Picture. You can use that. Candix is the one. If you want to do that quarterly planning, there is a PI planning.io. You can send me. Jira Align is the best. There is a 40-minute free demo on their website. Go and see that. You will understand the whole.
So as a, it comes as a part of their big.
No, it's costlier than Jira. So many
And
organizations.
do Conference also coming up with it? Conference?
Conference is just a document.
Yeah, is it?
It will work with Jira Line. It will work. One last question, anyone? The best basic question around your job and this stuff and.
Guys,
I know you want to speak.
No, I just want
With
to
the
ask the
interest
last-
of time,
Yeah, sure.
what we did in the networking,
Okay,
can encourage.
you can send the question. here.
Because that time we can have.
Yeah,
snacks
so
and then-
thanks a lot, Gaurav.
Thank you,
I
Gaurav.
think a round of applause to Gaurav.
Thank you. I'm sorry for over.
No, it's fine. I think
The topic is
with
interesting.
them, they don't realize the time, but I think it was really good efforts by Gaurav.